As Singapore's economy picked up in 2021, after 1 year of living in pandemic conditions, the amount of solid waste generated went up by 18%. At the same time, the domestic recycling rate remained at 13%. This is the lowest figure in over 10 years. Under the Sustainable Singapore Blueprint, the goal is to raise this recycling rate to 30% by 2030. According to industry experts, one way to get there is to make consumers aware that waste doesn't need to be wasted.
If that particular recyclable materials is of no value, resale value, then people will not want to recycle it or would not want to collect it. Likewise, if the recyclable materials fetches a higher price, then there will be more recycling companies that will collect it. So then they are likely to do it in a slightly bigger scale.
Even when residents are recycling, many aren't doing it correctly. About 40% of what is in recycling bins cannot be recycled because of contamination. To address the high contamination rate and low recycling rate, Singapore-based waste management company Hua & Hua launched a mobile application that rewards users with green bonus points for recycling right.
So within the Step Up app itself, we actually let the general public knows that where are the recycling points, locations, where you can actually dispose your recyclables. So residents can scan, take a picture of the type of recyclables before they deposit into our recycling bins. We make them take a picture because then we have this AI recognition that what kind of materials are being thrown in and what is the estimated weight. And once we capture through the QR code, we are actually able to calculate the points that they will accumulate in their app. And then the general public can then redeem some freebies through our app.
The company's next project is the construction of a zero-waste facility tailored for Singapore's densely populated urban environment. Other waste management solutions in rural settings go back to the roots. EF Polymer is an agri-tech startup with operations in India and Japan. The company turns fruit waste into a sustainable and productive resource.
Right now, there's many solutions available in terms of the fertilizers and so many agri inputs available in the market. Most of them are chemical based. So they degrade the soil, they pollute the soil. We don't want to pollute the soil. So we developed in the natural form. We replaced the main ingredient with the fruit peels and like those easily accessible, and it should be environment friendly.
This biodegradable polymer can absorb water up to 150 times its own weight. This means that farmers need to use up to 40% less water for irrigation. The product also doubles as a fertilizer. It's recently received organic certification, and the aim is to expand to Southeast Asia. Such upcycling of bio-waste is an example of the type of paradigm shift needed in the waste management world, according to one global authority on water management.
I would like to see us stopping to think of waste as waste. I think waste is a resource. We need to make sure that we recycle that resource.
Turning waste into a resource doesn't just result in economic gain.
There are many useful products in waste. Most of the biogenic material can be turned into methane, but not loosely allowed to escape to the atmosphere, but turned into methane for fuel. And this in turn would be a double whammy. First, you prevent it from going in the atmosphere. Second, you remove a fossil fuel from being burnt, and therefore turn, instead of burning fossil fuels, we're using renewable gas, which means we're not ruining the atmosphere.
Singapore is currently building an Integrated Waste Management Facility, or IWMF, in Tuas. For the first time, it will integrate an operational food waste treatment facility and sludge incineration facility to achieve a higher food waste recycling rate.
I think the IWMF that's being built here in Singapore is truly an example for Asia. What I love about it is that it's taking the two human waste, liquid and solid, and optimizing the two to the benefit of society. And I think most people handle this separately and therefore sub-optimize the solutions. So I think if we could continue this trend and see more and more to us IWMF type facilities, this would really help all of Asia.